This is your first multi-voice time writing at 140 words per minute. Your proper names are People, Detective Wolf, God, TB, Robert Wolf, City of Whittier, Detective Division, Bait, Detective O'Brien, Milton, California Highway Patrol, Western States Auto Theft Investigators Conference, Trap, Film Garden Entertainment, and Ms. Torres. I am Ms. Torres.
The witness?
The court. Ms. Torres.
The witness.
The court. It is going to begin with colloquy by the court. Ready?
You understand what that is, being placed on call?
Yes, I do.
All right, you may step down.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the people would call Detective Wolf.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. You do solemnly swear that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat on the witness stand.
Can we move the TV since I have a hard time seeing the witness? That is fine right there.
May I have the witness state his first and last name for the record?
Robert Wolf, Robert, last of Wolfe.
Thank you.
Detective Wolf, what is your occupation and assignment?
I'm a police officer for the City of Whittier, currently assigned to the Detective Division and currently also assigned to the Task Force for Regional Auto Theft Prevention.
And what is that task force?
It is an auto theft investigation task force.
How long have you been assigned to that task force?
Approximately a year and a half.
And did you have that assignment on May 16 in 2001?
Yes, I did.
And were you working on the bait car operation with Detective O'Brien?
Yes, I was.
Are you familiar with the location of where that vehicle was taken to on May 16th, the bait car?
Yes, I was.
And how are you familiar with that location?
It's the location of arrest where we made our arrests.
And prior to the bait car being dropped there, did you go to that location?
Yes, I did.
While you were at that location, why did you go to that location? What was your purpose?
We were actually looking for spots to drop our bait car. As I drove past the alley, I saw a group of individuals hanging out in the alley, actually two groups of individuals, one just to the rear of 7328 Milton, and a second group about 3 or 4 complexes to the south across the alley.
Why was that important? Why would you do that?
I would go by to take a look to see if we had a group of individuals hanging out to drop the bait car in the area.
And have you ever received any training or in your experience learned that it's important to find a location before you drop off the bait car?
Yes.
What kind of training have you received regarding being a part of this task force and bait car operations?
I've received 40 hours of auto theft investigators school, which was put on by the California Highway Patrol. I've also got 24 hours of Western States Auto Theft Investigators Conference. I've been the detective for TRAP for approximately a year and a half. I've spoke with informants on a daily basis of how auto thefts take place. I've also spoke with other auto theft detectives on different methods of how auto thieves steal cars other than arrests as a patrol officer in the field and speaking with suspects that I've taken into custody.
Okay, so you rely on all this training and experience when you're out in the field running these bait car operations, is that correct?
Correct.
And you relied on that information when you were spotting for a location to drop the car, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, the location where the car was dropped, is that captured on videotape anywhere from that day?
Yes.
And was that videotape taken by the police department?
No.
Who took that videotape?
A company by the name of Film Garden Entertainment.
And did that videotape recently air on TV?
Yes, it did.
You had an opportunity to see that videotape?
Yes, I have.
And that location of where the vehicle was dropped, did it accurately depict the day when you made the arrest on May 16th of 2001?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to play that videotape.
Ms. Torres, I thought,
This is your second multi-voice, time writing at 140 words per minute. Your proper names are Peoples 5, Peoples 4, Mar Vista, Milton, Detective LaPlante, Peoples C, P4, Peoples 3, Peoples 5.
It continues.
It's a continuation. I am Ms. Torres.
The witness.
the court,
Ms. Torres.
The witness.
the court.
It is going to begin with colloquy by me, Ms. Torres. Ready? We discussed that, and I am going to keep the volume down.
All right.
Turn the volume down. I just need a second here.
Actually, same tape, 2.
It is a different tape.
So you want to mark this too?
Yes, I would like to mark this as Peoples, I believe, 5.
All right, marked.
Shall I move down?
Yeah, why don't you stand up there? Stop, stop, stop. I have to turn the volume down. Sorry, we had it turned up higher for the... Detective, is this the same video from inside the vehicle?
Yes, it is.
And the face where it's blurred out, that's the defendant?
Yes, it is.
This right here, this is the location,
Yes, it is.
and that's where the car was parked?
Yes, it was.
Is that you in the video?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's rewind this again. Okay, I am going to ask you a couple of questions regarding the video as it's coming this way. And if you could explain to the jury the direction of the video and try to point out the apartment buildings that are marked in Peoples 4 for identification, the photographs.
Okay,
You can go ahead and come up here.
okay.
Probably be easier to point to it.
Is there a way you can pause it?
I am going to try. Hit play. Do I need to go back a little bit?
Yes.
Do you want to do the remote? Would it make it easier?
Right there. Will it pause without the static? Where is the pause? I can't get it without the static. The video is shot from the south, which is Mar Vista. The street that these detectives in this vehicle come across is Mar Vista. And as they come up the alley, this is shot to the north. This is my vehicle here. This is me. I exited the driver's door of my vehicle, and then this is our auto theft detective that exited the passenger door. This is the carport here in question. And the address on this location is 7332 Milton. And then our target location was 7328 Milton. These are the stairs that come down the side of the building. It's difficult to see from here, but right in between these two apartment complexes, there's a small little driveway that goes in, and there's parking underneath 7328 Milton, which is where we made the arrest.
Underneath those stairs?
Underneath these stairs, yes. Comes in past the stairs and then goes to the right where there's numerous parking spaces underneath. Let me see.
Go ahead, let it keep playing.
I want to rewind just one more.
Okay.
Gosh, I can't get it to stop again.
Are you trying to find the location where
I'm trying to, yes.
where Detective LaPlante indicated she parked the car?
Yes. In the parking stall right here, I don't know if you guys saw it, there is a blue truck in the parking stall, and that's where she was indicating the vehicle that she had passed when she parked the car.
Also,
I'm sorry.
she said there was if you could go back again.
I can't.
That is okay. Let it go through. Don't stop it this time.
Okay.
As you look at the photograph, there is a garage. Is this the garage that is depicted in that photograph? You can stop. If you look at people C in P4, the photograph C,
This garage right here?
yes, that is the garage that is depicted in the videotape as it's going by, correct?
Correct.
And on the diagram, if we flip to, I marked as people's 3, that garage would be where?
Approximately right here,
Okay,
just to the south. This is actually, this map, actually, this is south and this is north.
okay. So in explaining the videotape, what direction was the video looking when it was this particular one? People's 5 for identification.
The video was shot from the south, coming north up the alley.
Okay, so coming from this direction, facing down.
Correct.
Okay, did, no pause, right?
Mm-mm.
No, you have the other one written?
Ready?
Is it the same people?
Mhm.
Oh,
All 4 are the same.
oh, I didn't know that. That's what you're probably going to tell me, sorry. And where is it, 120 right here?
Mhm.
This is your first multi-voice time writing at 120 words per minute. Your proper names are Detective LaPlante, Detective O'Brien, Detective Ortiz, Taupe, Bait, and T-shirt. I am Ms. Torres.
The witness.
The court. Ms. Torres.
The witness.
The court. It's going to begin with the question by me, Ms. Torres. Ready? Okay, go ahead and have a seat. On May 16th, you were physically out there that day, correct?
Yes, I was.
Where were you at the time that Detective LaPlante was parking the vehicle and everything? You were in the alley at that time also?
Yes, I was.
Where were you located during that time?
I was located to the north here, indicated by this blue mark on the diagram.
Okay, let me give you a pen in case you need to do any writing on the diagram. And so you were at that location watching what was going on regarding the bait car, correct?
Correct.
And while you were at that location, did you make any observations once Detective O'Brien got out of the vehicle? Did you make any observations regarding the vehicle?
Well, initially I was parked here, and as Detective LaPlante came down the alley, I observed their scenario take place. Them out of the car yelling back and forth at each other. And then once our second vehicle, our follow vehicle, drove away, then I observed the vehicle parked there by itself unattended.
Okay. And while the vehicle was parked there, at some point, did you see anybody approach the vehicle?
Yes, I did.
And the person that approached the vehicle, do you see that person in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That is fine.
Can you see him?
Yes.
Can you identify that person for the record?
It is the defendant Ortiz.
And can you point to him and describe what he's wearing for the record?
Sitting at the defendant's table wearing a taupe sweater.
And what specifically did you see the defendant do that day?
At first, the first time I saw the defendant, he came out into the alley and he looked both north and south in the alley and then walked back in.
Okay. And when you saw him in the alley, could you tell approximately his location, where he was at?
He was behind our target vehicle.
And how close to the target vehicle would you say he was?
Within a certain number of feet, maybe 12 to 15 feet.
And this was behind the bait car.
Yes,
Is that correct?
correct.
And then what happened after you observed him to come out into the alley?
He looked north and south in the alley and then went back into the complex, the apartment complex area.
And then did you see the defendant anymore?
Yes, I did. He came out a second time and looked north and south in the alley, and it appeared as if he walked down and circled our bait car, which was parked there.
So you actually saw him walk around the vehicle.
Yes,
And as he was walking around the vehicle, where was he looking?
it appeared that he was looking in the driver's window while he was continuing to walk past the car.
After he circled the vehicle and looked in, what happened next? Where did he go?
He went back in toward the apartment complex.
And then what happened next?
The third time he walked out into the alley, he was carrying a white t-shirt in his hand. He walked out of the complex and south in the alley directly towards our bait car.
And what did he do once he approached the bait car?
He opened the door with his hand, with the t-shirt covering his hand as if to not leave fingerprints on the...
This is your second multi-voice time writing at 120 words per minute. Your proper names are T-shirt, People 6, U-turn, and John Claudio. It is going to begin with colloquy by the court. I am Ms. Torres.
The witness?
The court.
Ms. Torres.
The witness?
The court.
Again, begins with colloquy by the court. Ready?
Just a minute. That's a conclusion of the witness. All right, the last portion is stricken.
Did you bring that T-shirt with you here today?
Yes, I did.
And that was booked into evidence that day?
Yes, it was.
Is this all the evidence that was brought with you here today?
Yes.
If I could have, Your Honor, this brown bag marked as People 6 for identification.
Marked.
There's also a tape that is another manila envelope that's stapled to the bag.
All right, marked. Both bags marked collectively 6?
Yes, Your Honor. Detective, I'm showing you what's been marked as People 6 for identification. Do you recognize that bag?
Yes, I do.
And how do you recognize that?
That's the bag containing the evidence, and it shows recovered by my name on it.
Okay. And if you could open the brown bag, describing for the record what you're doing as you're doing it.
Removing the other portion of the evidence from the exterior of the bag. I'm opening the bag by removing the staples up top, reaching into the bag, and retrieving a light colored t-shirt.
And is that the T-shirt that you observed the defendant to have on May 16th, 2001?
Yes, it is.
Could you demonstrate with the T-shirt, using your hand, what you observed the defendant to do as he was using the T-shirt to get into the vehicle?
T-shirt was covering his hand and lifting the door handle of our vehicle.
And after you made this observation, what happened next?
He entered the vehicle, proceeded to back it up in the alley, and then made a sharp right turn into the apartment complex.
Once he did that, what happened next?
Once he did that, we lost sight of the vehicle. We drove south down the alley, took a look for the vehicle, couldn't see it from the alley. We then made a U-turn just south, a couple apartment complexes south, then drove back north in the alley, and that's where we exited our vehicle and went into the apartment complex.
When you went into the apartment complex, did you see the defendant?
Yes, I did.
Was there anyone with him?
Yes, there was.
What were your observations as you entered the apartment complex?
As I entered the apartment complex, I noticed that there was a female and I believe a couple kids out there, and everybody's attention was directed back into the center of the complex. So that's how we kind of gauged where the vehicle was at. As we approached, I saw the defendant and another subject standing by the trunk of the vehicle. Immediately when we started giving orders, the defendant dropped the t-shirt and the keys onto the ground and immediately complied by putting his hands up in the air.
So let me stop you right there. So when you saw the defendant, he was inside the complex?
Yes.
And he was standing near the bait car?
Yes, to the rear of it.
What did he have in his hands at that time?
At that time, he had the keys to the vehicle and also the white t-shirt.
This other individual that was seen with the defendant, did you ever identify him?
Yes, we did.
And what was his name?
His name was John Claudio.
And he wasn't arrested that day?
No, he was not.
When you were in the complex with the defendant, after you gave him his stop, right?